look who it is. It's you guys. It's this guy. Monday, October 11th, 2021. Baby boy, baby girl. We're back at it again, doing it. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. Hope you guys are all safe and sound wherever you are. If you're in Toronto, if you're in Ontario, if you're in Canada, if you're down south in the US, further down south in Mexico, anywhere else around the world in Europe. You're out there in Ireland, in the UK's, Australia, Papua New Guinea. Anywhere you're checking out the show from, welcome back. Glad you made it, baby. What a fabulous weekend. What a great, gorgeous weekend. What beautiful weather we've been having here in Toronto, man. Not gonna lie to you guys. Anywhere it's mid-October. I'm walking around with a t-shirt, with a damn t-shirt. I can't complain. It's beautiful outside. We're sitting at around 18, 19, 20 degrees. Are you kidding me right now? Man, let's go. Let's keep this going. Milder winter, I'm all for it. Because sometimes we'll just here in Canada, we'll skip that fall, baby. We'll give you like 2 weeks and then we're right in there, knee deep in that snow. Frosty the Snowman season. Very soon, though, we are going to get our first snow, I believe, they've been saying towards the end of October, but that's with the leeway. That's fantastic. Imagine you had that much leeway in any other job. You could just like guesstimate, we're probably gonna get it. But if we don't be mad at us. Which is stupid. That's the kind of workplace that's the most non-toxic workplace ever. You get your work to come in and tell us how the weather is gonna be, and if it differs, well, you tried. That's all that counts, as long as you give it your best. Southwest winds or something, dude. All about that. All about the changing climates, all about the, just staying with just going with the groove. Just going with the groove, just going with the flow. Taking it easy. I had a lovely weekend. Didn't do too much because your boy's just trying to, I'm busy working, not trying to, no extras, no this, no that, none of this, none of that. No, I don't want to do nothing that's, gotta take it easy. Got to baby steps. We're taking baby steps. My main priority in life is, right now, writing jokes, doing a little bit of comedy, doing a little bit of that, fun stuff. Anything else above that, not interested. Not interested. But, little by little, trying to get out there as well, put myself out there, see what's up, see what's happening. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's 2020. We're heading into 2022, baby. Almost there. Yikes. But I'm pacing myself, you feel me? I'm pacing myself because that's what you gotta do. They say a lot of things. They say you catch more flies with honey. You want to catch yourself a few flies. Maybe you want to have a little bit of a shindig with a few flies. I'm not judging you out there, but you gotta get yourself some honeys. Now, it would have made sense if they said you get more bees with more honey, or more honey with more bees. I don't know why I don't know what it is, man, but cross-pollination between the species. I guess you could definitely attract a few more flies with a little bit of honey, but if you want some honey, you gotta go to the source. It's that beehive. It's all up in there, but moral of that story is love insects, because you never know. If you get rid of mosquitoes, flies, so annoying. Wouldn't it be great if we didn't have them? Next thing you know, you gene edited that shit. You gene edited it right there out of Matrix, out of Zeitgeist, out of our world, out of our ether. It's gone. Zap, delete. Next thing you know, other creatures are just falling off left, right, and center. Why? Because a wee little fly just went missing. Yeah. Sure, it might seem annoying to you, but they're there for a reason. You gotta appreciate them. You gotta love them. Everybody out there. Everybody, even if people who don't agree with you, people who don't see eye to eye with you, you still gotta love everybody. You still gotta come back every day and just, because that's every time I think about these things, how do we fix our issues? Personally, globally, spatially, cosmically speaking, of course. More love. Put out the love vibrations, baby. That's why I'm always sending you guys a lot of love. Thank you for showing me a lot of love by viewing these videos, by hitting those like buttons with your face. Thank you. By subscribing on YouTube and searching Rob Sadri for the full-length videos if you're already catching it on Instagram, you're like, man, I want to watch this thing with no skip in the beat. No skip. Go on YouTube. And there's always Patreon as well, which is just, it's sizzling. Sizzle right there. Things are moving along very slowly, but that's what it is, baby. We're keeping that snail pace. I like it slow. I'm that turtle, baby. I've always said it. I've meant it. Keeping a turtle's pace. And everybody's got, yeah, that's the thing. I'm not out here trying to compete with nobody. I'm just trying to do me, but do it better. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Over the weekend, I got a chance to, I didn't know the fight was on, dude. This was one of the biggest fights, one of the best fights in boxing, and I'm not a boxing expert. I don't know jack all about boxing, dude. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan of sports in general. I'm a fan of warrior spirits. I'm a fan of go-getters out there. I'm a fan of people who take it on the chin and get back up and just throw another left, right, in there, man. It was Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, dude. The Gypsy King. It was a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't watch the fight, watched the highlights. I didn't even know what's happening. It was one of the greatest fights that I've seen in a long time in just, boxing in general. It was two heavyweights just going at it, dude. It was just like watching two professional walruses just slamming each other and knocking the shit out of each other, which was beautiful because we've seen a lot of, and I'm all for everybody, whoever out there is doing. As I'm doing more of this, I'm learning more about myself, which is one portion that I really adore and love, because you say something, then you reflect back and you're like, man, that needs to be better. And a lot of times, I'm not judgmental whatsoever, but everybody has judgments, and I've made a couple of comments that now I'm growing to be like, you know what, you got to even eliminate those little biases. Those are, whoever out there is going out there and I've always been a fan of people going out there and getting it, whatever it is that you're doing, no shame in your game. That's why we've seen a few fights that were a little bit more style of an exhibition, not so much, but this was a real, this was a rumble. This was a, man, holy smokes. Shout out to both of these guys. And again, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I watched the highlights and I watched the post-fight interview with Fury, and it was beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see these, because that's the thing, and it gives off those Rocky vibes, but these are like real life Rockies going out there again. And they're real life Rockies everywhere in different realms and different spheres, if you will, doing different things. But it's just nice to see people who've got that fighter spirit, who've got those warrior spirits out there. I love that, going out there, getting hit, getting back up, and then that's what life is. I love that metaphor of boxing for life. Or fighting for life, and whatever it is that you're doing, we're always fighting for life. You have to, baby. You have to. It's beautiful. It's that dance that we do. It's in our DNA. All of us, we've got a little bit of it in, different forms though. Different forms. But it was beautiful, man. And I'm happy for the sport. Happy for everybody, whoever's involved in any form of anything that they're passionate about, that they're going out there and doing it not just for themselves, but for a bigger cause, the community as well. And I love that, and I love good sportsmanship. It was a great, again, didn't know what was going on. If I had known, would have definitely tried to watch it, but I saw it the next day, saw the highlights. Beautiful. What a beautiful fight. Fantastic. Did that. What else did I do, man? I watched an old movie, not gonna lie to you guys. Watched an old movie, and I recommend you guys go find it off the internet and burn it and watch it, or get it through any means you want. It was an older movie, and it was I've seen the I saw 2 minutes, so I saw the trailer online. It was an older movie, and I've been wanting to watch it, and finally got a hold of it. And it was beautiful. The movie's called Time of the Gypsies. It's made in 88 or 89, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful movie. But I should, I'll give you a little bit of the synopsis, It's, there's no spoilers, dude. It's been out for 30 years. But I do watch older movies time and again, and this was a really good one. Again, it's called Time of the Gypsies. And it's basically about this, Here's the thing, I do recommend it, but it caught me by surprise as well. The trailer didn't include these little bits that caught me off guard, which just, in today's days, and it's just like, I don't know. I try to look at it for what it was at the time, not judge it based on today's standards and our morals and ethics. And beautiful movie, beautiful movie. It's you're gonna have to find like English sub if you can, dude. And if not, you're gonna have to watch it. And I watched it, and mine didn't have English sub, so I just didn't understand a thing they were saying. But beautifully shot, and the acting was, and it was just from a different era, different place, different. It touched a little bit of my insides, made me feel a little bit, just emotional in different ways. It connected all the emotions, and just, But here's the thing: it's about this young man falls in love with a lady. They're in a gypsy community doing, they're doing their activities. They're in poverty and what have you. So this kid's older brother goes out, gets into a little bit of gambling trouble. Long story short, again, I do recommend you go watch it out there. He gets the younger gentleman. He has to get involved. He ends up getting involved in the criminal underworld, if you will. He's out there having to hustle and bustle. And there is an element of magic realism embedded into this story, and I really enjoyed that portion of it. It touched on topics of like, power of healing, power of the mind, telekinesis. And again, you take everything with a pinch of salt and pepper. I do recommend you go watch it, but a few little things that came up in the movie that made me feel a little bit, just a little bit, and but again, just wasn't anything bad. It wasn't anything, too, well, I don't know. I'll let you guys think about it. What do you guys think? It had a little bit of, if I'm not mistaken, underage nudity, which caught me off guard. I had no idea. Nothing with bad taste, but then again, like, I don't even know overall, just depicting or showing images of people who are underage in the nude. A little bit uncomfortable. A little bit more than a little bit uncomfortable. A lot of uncomfort in there, okay? So, just putting it out there, caught me off guard. Had no idea. It was definitely not in the trailer. Had it been in the trailer, it was still a great movie. Different times. But, you'll see it, dude. You'll see. And I had the time to do the research. I'm hoping there was definitely some titties that were definitely underage titties, dude. Just letting it, that's for sure. Nothing like, nothing hardcore, nothing, but I'm hoping the actress at the time was just older and like really young looking, hopefully. And even if that, and you'll definitely see a couple of baby dicks. You'll see a few baby dicks. I'm just giving you a heads up. All right, don't tell me, don't come back here and be like, yeah, you recommended a movie and had like, it caught me off guard, dude. I'm just letting you know what I didn't know. I watched the trailer. I heard great, I think at the time it won a few awards, this, that, and the other. Again, it's called Time of the Gypsies, but it's beautiful. It was a beautiful movie. Besides the surprise, because nowadays you would never, in today's standards, if you go watch a movie, you're probably not going to watch anything. They're probably not going to even make it, because that's probably not legal, I would assume. Again, it wasn't, just letting it was weird. It was weird, because I was enjoying the movie. I don't know, was it half an hour, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes into it, and then I'm like, okay, all right. Even though it's still a few seconds, but it's just, because I think about these things, dude. Like, especially like so many things coming out with the Epsteins and the Weinsteins, and treating each other with respect and dignity, and like trying to create but also have a safe environment for everybody. Yeah, back then definitely different standards, different part of the world too. It's not a Western movie. It's not made in Hollywood. It's not made in the U.S. or Canada or even like Western Europe or what have you. So different standards, but I'm just giving you a heads up. It was a great movie, made me cry a little bit, not gonna lie to you guys. But hey, it was beautiful. That's what it was. But man, it got me to think because I'm a huge I like to believe in I do believe in like metaphysical, you know, aspects of our lives because there's a lot of things out there that you can't explain. That's not, that's not definitely physical, or that's not, tangible, or you can't like, pinpoint to it and be like, well, certain things happen, and those are, those are life's little miracles, and they're always there. They're full of them, and some of them you can definitely see. Some of them are just like, they're walking miracles. They're talking miracles. They're beautiful moments of spark and magic in our lives. But sometimes some things that just, go a little bit above these physical elements, it's hard for us to grasp, and it's so hard for us. And I'm not, I'm a big, huge believer of science, fan of science, this guy. I'm not into like bullshit. Like I'm not into trickery and like con artist activities, and let me read your palm, let me see the, what does the tarot say about your future. That I'll give everything a chance, and judge everything based on its own merits and based on its own, don't take anything, everything should exist. I'm not, and if that's your thing, I'm not blaming anybody for doing anything. Because we live in that world where you got to get that cheese, so you go get that cheese, and I don't, but that's the thing too, now that I'm involved in producing a show of sorts where it's, a little bit of it is my life, a little bit of it is what I'm doing out there, a little bit of it is involving what's going on in our society. But nonetheless, I am out here creating, talking, showing things. It's I got to say, over the past year now, I have learned a great new level of respect and appreciation for any form of creative arts. I've always been a fan of movies, I've always been a fan of film, I've always been a fan of writing, books, art in general. But like, even in the beginning of this, I remember, making a couple of comments, and that's the thing, sometimes I'm just like shooting off the hips, dude, literally. But I think one thing that I've said, and I think I've corrected myself, but if I've not corrected myself, I do want to correct myself. At one point in the early stages, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I made a reference to Game of Thrones. I've never watched it, but I think in the, it never caught my attention like that. And I think I made a remark comparing it to something along the lines of softcore porn. And I want to take that back, dude. Your boy was wrong. I've not watched Game of Thrones, but now that again, like, everything's got different levels, I understand it all, but this is the thing now that I'm actually like having to go out there, write things, try to come up with jokes, and then what topics do we talk about, what topics do we not talk about. I think that was a little bit harsh on my end, especially not having seen it, not seeing the series. It's and I know it's, but that's the thing, it's still not my cup of tea. Maybe I'll check it out later in life, but like, that's the thing, I wanted to just, within my own conscious, I think I've mentioned this once before, but again, like, with all the days being so clustered and everything that's bad, I just wanted to, because I do really believe everybody's like trying their best, and I'm a big proponent of positive energy, positive thinking, uplifting yourself and everybody else around you, and I don't believe anybody's out there. Yeah, I don't ever want to come down as like, I've never had that attitude, and I don't want it to come down as if like, oh, this guy's just like, he's a hater. Never, dude, never. It's just not my cup of tea. I might check it out some other time, just because I'm a huge fan of stories and movies and film, and just like anything that's creative. And I wanted to just fix that, if I may. So I do apologize, and I know this is a very small show, probably, but that's the thing. It's, if it's on my conscience, if it's something that, because I'm very careful about a lot of things. I try to be mindful, not too careful, but like, I just appreciate everybody out there, especially now. I get it's, and even like, I've always said this, dude, whatever you're doing, I've got a ton of respect for you. Whatever you're doing, if you're out there working, bringing home food, putting a roof over your family's head, providing, providing a living for you, providing a livelihood for yourself and your family, I have respect for you, whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's whatever. Like, I rather live in a world of freedom of choice and everybody having a chance to go out there and fight for whatever they believe is theirs, and going after it. And I don't want ever want to. I've never been like that, and I don't ever want to come down as like, oh, this guy's like too. Because I'll catch myself being sometimes a hypocrite, and I've mentioned this before, but that's part of the game, dude. You'll and that's the thing. Initially, like, I'm very new at this, dude. Parts of it is comedy, parts of it is like learning about yourself, trying to better yourself as a human, and I hope that's kind of use to you guys out there too. Like, I'm not above anything, I'm not below anything, even though I do believe in as above, so below, but that's a different thing, dude. It's a different thing. So anybody out there doing anything, dude, if you're a lady, if you're a man, if you've, yeah, no judgment. If you're slanging dick, do it. If you're slanging puss, do it. If you're selling this, selling that, if you, because times are hard, dude, times are hard. So no judgment on this guy and on you guys. I just wanted to put that out there. I think I've mentioned, but let's just like settle it. Dunzo gunzo. I got a ton of respect for everybody out there, and I don't mean to ever diminish anybody's efforts or work, especially something that I've not actually seen. It was just like one of those like, oh, let's make a comment. It doesn't even like, sometimes it's not even like a register, let's make it, it's just like you're going with it, you're shooting the shit sometimes. And I think it was one of the episodes that I shot with my brother. But that's the thing, you talk about certain things and then you'll go back and you're like, man, everybody out there is legit like trying. Nothing comes for free, nothing comes easy, nobody's out there just handing out, nobody's just out there waiting for you to just like, everything everybody gets is, for the most part, it's earned. And I like that, dude. I like that. I like a meritocracy. I like the fact that people have talent, that are writers, or actors, or costume designers, music production people, everybody. Whatever you're doing, man, shout out to everybody. That's what it is. It's an uplifting. We need more uplifting. We need more love in this world, baby. We need more love in this world. So go ahead and check out Time of the Gypsies. Definitely cool. And yeah, who knows? Maybe at one point during this winter, because I've never watched it, and I hear everybody always talking like good. Maybe I'll watch Game of Thrones. Maybe we'll talk. I know it's been some time that it's been out. Obviously, a huge fan base, but that's the thing. I've never watched it, and I like dragons, dude. What can I tell you? I like dragons. Maybe the dragons one will win me over. I don't even know if that's a good thing or not. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones. That's what it is. But I love you guys. Wanted to set that straight. Got a lot of fucking respect for you. That's right. You lady, you dudes out there doing good things. Man, oh man. A lot of changes are still happening. A lot of people, time to let's reflect on the people a little bit. There's, these, this is not new news, but it's news and needs to be talked about. I heard a lady police officer I was reading online is, she's in Ontario and she's going out there and just talking on her private time. She's just talking about how the police force isn't necessarily feeling comfortable enforcing some of the mandates and bylaws that have been implemented during this time, and it's not easy, and this happens all the time in different realms as well. Whether there's some medical experts who don't feel necessarily comfortable with everything that's going on. There's some very rare. I've not even seen it, but I'm sure there are some people even in the realms of politics who are not so gooch with everything that's going on with the mandates and the bylaws and this whole notion of way too much government oversight and overreach into our private lives, into our daily lives, what you can do, what you can't do. Businesses have been hit very hard over the past year and a half, and I think restaurants are still having to put up with a lot of mandates, a lot of restrictions. I know comedy clubs are a big portion of that as well, and somebody who wants to be part of my own community, be a part of a community, build my own thing, help other people perhaps build their thing. I do see a lot of hurdles, I do see a lot of challenges, but I don't think it's anything that we can't overcome together. But we do need to get, common sense back. We do need to make better decisions. And yeah, my heart my heart goes out to anybody who's struggling, who has a government job or any other job that's, you know, forcing them to do anything that they're not 100% comfortable with. I feel you, but I think little by little, I think these stories are getting more shine and more light, and hopefully we'll talk about it, and together we can be the change. I don't ever believe in violence. I don't believe in, unless it's a sport, dude, unless you're out there with the jabs and the hooks and the octagons and the rings and the squares. You're doing things profesh. You're out there, you're a sportsman going out there. I don't like any other forms of violence, dude. If it's a sport, cool. But if it's life, what are you doing there, right? But sometimes, you know, the violence comes from where we've had to turn our backs on each other because you have a job and you gotta bring a paycheck. If you go against the grain, you're being threatened that your job's gonna be at risk, or you're gonna be you're gonna be ostracized, or you're gonna be the odd duck out. But you're not the odd duck. You're not the black sheep. What I want to tell you is that there are a lot of people out there, and I need you guys to speak out, everyone in different realms, wherever you are. Say what's on your mind. Don't be afraid, because together we've got a lot of power, and there's a lot of people in the middle ground here in Canada that I feel like they feel that they don't have a voice, but you do have a voice, and it's just up to you to just raise those concerns. If you're a private business owner, man, how hard must have things been on you? With overheads on, with the bills out there. Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine. It's been rough, and my heart goes out to a lot of people. I know the CRB here in Ontario and Canada is coming. That's the little government aid that's coming to an end, if I'm not mistaken. They do have the power to extend it a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, up until even November. But we do need to get some sort of a fundamental, we've talked about this before, we do need to get a little bit of a fundamental change in the way we go about living our lives, because the cost of living is always on the rise, yet the inflation's always there, yet the wages have always been, you know, stagnated more or less around the same margin. And it's very difficult for a lot of people out there to, even though they're out there trying, it's very difficult for a lot of people to make ends meet. And that's why we have a lot of issues like homelessness, like, you know, random acts of violence where people go out there and do crazy things. But I want you to know that you're not alone, and we do have a lot of power. We can change things, but it comes down to, I think, talking more, listening to each other, and finding reason and a level head instead of acting based on fear, dude. Let's not act based on fear. Let's not make these silly changes something permanent, because we do have to think about the long-term implications of a social credit system. And that's the thing. Sometimes the right thing is not, sometimes the best thing's definitely not easy, and you'll be like, oh, there are other countries doing it, so we have to know that we should not. We should fight for our freedoms. We should, because it's you don't want to live in a world where you're living in a social credit system like Beijing, like China, where every little action gets recorded, every little action you have to sign in here, sign in there, you're being appointed credit systems and points, and it is a very dystopian way of living, and I think we should definitely keep these things in check. A lot of things need to be kept in check, but that's what it is, baby. We just keep checking, and I believe in the greater good and all of us uplifting each other together. But I wanted to set a few things straight. Yeah, I think I mentioned that, but I just wanted to get it off my chest, because that's one thing. And I also watched Chappelle's special. Watched Chappelle's special. It was nice. It was good. Talked on, and that's the thing. You'll see that, and I'm very appreciative of the vets out there, the OGs who've been doing it for so long, because their words, their impact is needed, and we need more people to be talking about, and that's the thing. I watched the whole thing. It was just love, and it was love and jokes. some things, some people, and it might not sit well in your ears, but if you really listen, if you pay attention to the words, it's just love, and it's just talking about, I think he's just talking about, you know, that level playing field, that equality, that we're all the same. And he said a lot of things that resonate. I encourage everybody to go out there and watch it, but we just, it's nice to hear other people talking about different topics that are not quote unquote easy topics, because some other people's words have more weight and time evolves and things shift, but we do need everybody, whoever's in different positions, whether, and that's the thing, and everybody counts. Your voice matters wherever you are, whoever you are, but it's nice to see people who are also, because some people, it's easy for them, it could, you have the money or the status or the whatever it is that we, the quote unquote success that we put on certain things. You could easily walk away from society and be like, you know what, not my concern, just dip out. Not my concern, bro. Dip out. Easy breezy. But I do like the fact that people take on challenging issues and talk about it and try to put it in a funny way. And I'm a student of the game, so I'm learning and I'm looking forward to doing more. And yeah, so I recommend you guys go out there, watch the special, watch that old movie, get a little bit creeped out because it's weird. But there's also like great music, it's just a good movie. All right, go check it out. You won't regret it. And also shout out to the fighters out there, man. It was a great weekend. Not gonna lie to you guys. And it's mid-October, baby. We're we're in the midst of that fall. We're getting in there, doing things, and I don't know when things are gonna go back to a proper reopening of things where we can just like go into restaurants, go into pubs, go into without having to put up with all these shenanigans. And I hope they don't get perpetuated more. It's completely unnecessary at this point, and just my 2 cents on the matter. I love you guys, sending you all positive vibes and energy. Today, I know we didn't talk too much about the comedy because that's what it is. Some days we'll have the jokes, some days we'll talk a little bit about more of, serious topics, or it doesn't even, that's the thing, it's just like all of it is, it's the story of our lives, baby. We're doing it, and I'm learning. I love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. Your boys out here every week trying to stay consistent. We've always been doing Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Right now, I am going through a little bit of a, shifting momentum, trying to, find a nice groove, find a nice schedule where it works with, because I got to go out there and support myself too fiscally, until other things, start to pick up steam. But that's all right. We love it. We love a good challenge. But that's the thing. I'm here every week, but if you do see a little bit of, oh, he's not there on Saturday, or like I'm here every week. I will definitely try to be dropping in consistently, but I want to let you guys know that I love you. Thank you for all the love and support. If you want to support this, you're supporting, this production. You guys out there are my producers, essentially. You guys, if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you want to discuss, if anything's on your mind personally, there's always, leave it in the comment section. Go on Patreon, support your boy, and I'll try to support you guys as best as I can. I love you guys. We'll be back here again this week sometime, most likely Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. We'll see each other this week. That's a promise. I love you. Thank you for all the love and support. Do your best out there. That's all that matters. We'll talk soon. In the meantime, stay breezy, baby. Peace out.